Hey everyone, welcome to my live stream. I am so excited to talk to you all today. So, I've been planning on doing some live streams on my YouTube channel just to get you guys updated with the latest in AI video news, the evolving landscape of social media, and to help you out with building your YouTube channel. So, if you are new and you're watching the replay, I'm Sarah from Blue Lotus Films and I'm a video producer as well as a video coach. I also do all aspects of video production, depending on the client or project that I'm working on. But my passion is helping you all with your social media marketing. So I hope you can check out some videos, other videos on my channel that can help you out with your own video marketing. But I wanted to start out here today and talk about some of the latest news with the evolving landscape in social media. And this could not be a better day to do this live stream. Okay, other than the fact we have some light reflections going on, which I wish, wasn't the case. But never mind that. Why I am so excited to talk to you today is because there has been a release by Meta of a manifesto that Mark Zuckerberg just released. And I literally just read it a half hour before I got on this live stream. I was already planning on doing this live stream today, and I had prepared all this information to share with you. And then this manifesto was released. So I want in this live stream to go over this manifesto with you. And I would love to hear your feedback, to hear your opinions on what you think about this manifesto. Okay, so let me just give you some context here. So it is July 31st, 2025. And as of a few months ago, Mark Zuckerberg had come out with some information about his vision for Meta and how he saw that AI would be integrated with Meta's platforms, specifically Facebook and Instagram. And in this interview, which you can read, it was in a bunch of different news publications, and I'd be happy to share the link to that in the chat in just a moment. But what he shared is that he saw that the integration of AI would become very interactive. And this would mean that bots would proliferate throughout the entire social media experience. And specifically, he said that these bots would be posting comments, they would have their own profiles. You would be able to interact with these bots as if they are humans. And essentially, we would not be able to tell the difference between it, whether it's a bot or whether it's a human, because they would become so seamless within the integration of Facebook and Instagram that we would think that we're interacting with real humans. Now, Mark Zuckerberg didn't say, we would be unsure whether these are bots or not, but essentially that is how he laid out his vision, that the bots would be able to comment, they would be able to post their own profile, post their own information on Facebook and Instagram. And there was controversy surrounding this. How would this work? And would people appreciate whether they were interacting with a bot and they didn't know it? But he really talked about the idea of personalization. And he saw this personalization as being the value of these bots. So that opened up a lot of questions. And I'm really glad today that he did release this manifesto for his vision. This manifesto expresses his vision for superintelligence across Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so I am going to read a little bit. Let's just get right to it because this is literally breaking news. I just read this a half hour before I got on this live. So if you're seeing this live today, I want to give this news to you if you have not yet seen it. And then we're going to discuss what this means for the future of social media because social media is evolving. I am, as I said, a video producer, a video marketing coach. I constantly want to keep up on the news because it's evolving so quickly and it's entirely affecting my industry in video production, and it's affecting the entire social media experience, which I think is a very important moment for humanity. So let's go over this manifesto. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to first of all place the manifesto in the chat so that you can read it. And I hope you will go through and read the whole thing. But I'm going to read just part of it, and then we're going to go over what your thoughts are on this manifesto. And I'll express some of my thoughts, just my initial thoughts, just having read this a half hour ago. Okay, so he starts out the manifesto. It's titled Personal Superintelligence. He says, over the last few months, we have begun to see glimpses of our AI systems improving themselves. The improvement is slow for now, but undeniable. Developing superintelligence is now in sight. It seems clear that in the coming months, AI will improve all our existing systems and enable the creation and discovery of new things that aren't imaginable today. But it is an open question what we will direct superintelligence towards. Now I'm going to scan down to a different part of this manifesto. Okay, so he says, I am extremely optimistic that superintelligence will help humanity accelerate our pace of progress. But perhaps even more important is that superintelligence has the potential to begin a new era of personal empowerment, where people have greater agency to improve the world in the directions that they choose. As profound as the abundance produced by AI may one day be, an even more meaningful impact on our lives will likely come from everyone having a personal superintelligence that helps you achieve your goals, create what you want to see in the world, experience any adventure, be a better friend to those you care about, and grow to become the person you aspire to be. Meta's vision is to bring personal superintelligence to everyone. We believe in putting this power in people's hands to direct it towards what they value in their own lives. This is distinct from others in the industry who believe superintelligence should be directed centrally towards automating all valuable work, and then humanity will live on a dole of its output. At Meta, we believe that people pursuing their individual aspirations is how we have always made progress, expanding prosperity, science, health, and culture. This will be increasingly important in the future as well. The intersection of technology and how people live is Meta's focus, and this will only become more important in the future. If trends continue, then you'll expect people to spend less time in productivity software and more time creating and connecting. Personal superintelligence that knows us deeply, understands our goals, and can help us achieve them will be by far the most useful. Personal devices like glasses that understand our context because they can see what we see, hear what we hear, and interact with us throughout the day will become our primary computing devices. We believe the benefits of superintelligence should be shared with the world as broadly as possible. That said, superintelligence will raise novel safety concerns. We'll need to be rigorous about mitigating these risks and careful about what we choose to open source. Still, we believe that building a free society requires that we aim to empower people as much as possible. The rest of this decade seems likely to be the decisive period for determining the path this technology will take and whether superintelligence will be a tool for personal empowerment or a force focused on replacing large swaths of society. This is the last paragraph. Meta believes strongly in building personal superintelligence that empowers everyone. We have the resources, the expertise to build a massive infrastructure required, and the capability and will to deliver technology, new technology, to billions of people across our products. I'm excited to focus Meta's efforts towards building this future. Okay, so first of all, we need to summarize. We need to understand what he's saying here, that he has a different vision from most of the owners and operators of technology companies, the big companies that have been around for a while, like Apple, like Google, like Microsoft, he has a different vision for AI. So most people are saying that AI can automate our productivity and give us free time and allow us to be more efficient. And that's what technology has done in the past. But he says he sees a different vision for AI, for superintelligence that will empower us, that will give us more value in our lives by helping us achieve our goals. And he also says that people are going to be interacting with super intelligent products like AI's Meta Ray-Ban glasses to help them understand the world and empower them in the world and in their relationships. So, first of all, I want to say that this is a major moment in humanity, that we have one of the biggest leaders of a technology company expressing a vastly different vision for AI. And this person is someone that influences our lives on a daily basis, that has a lot of power in the world and that has a lot of ability to influence us through the technology that we already use, Facebook and Instagram. And so what I want to ask, first of all, is, do you believe in Mark Zuckerberg's vision? Do you think this is a positive vision? Do you think that his vision will lead to a more positive humanity, a place that we all want to live, a place that does empower us, a place that brings more value to our lives? Okay, drop a comment because I would love to hear from you. Do you share this vision? And do you think that Mark Zuckerberg can execute this vision? So that's really an important question. Do we think Mark Zuckerberg can execute this vision that he sees? Because whatever he executes is something that will impact our lives in a very big way. And that's why I am so excited to have this discussion today, because this is a discussion. This is not for all of us to sit back and read Mark Zuckerberg's manifesto and to think about it and then move on. We need to be in conversation with each other and to discuss what this means for the future of humanity, not just video marketing. I shared with you, my passion is video marketing. My passion is story-driven videos, helping people with their video marketing to make an impact in the world. And I really believe in what I do, and I use these platforms all the time. Specifically, I'm mostly on Instagram. I haven't, just to be completely transparent, I stopped using Facebook for my own marketing. I rarely post on Facebook. And if I do, I really don't have any specific goals with Facebook anymore for a number of reasons. And so the second question I want to ask all of you, whether you're on the replay, I don't care if you're watching this 3 months from now, a year from now, I really want a conversation. So type in the chat, do you trust Mark Zuckerberg to roll out superintelligence in a way that it is going to empower us in our personal lives and in our business lives? Do you think that Mark Zuckerberg can be trusted with superintelligence, with AI technology, to create a better world for humanity? So let's just think for a moment about what Mark Zuckerberg has already done. He's created a massive billion-dollar company. And most recently this week, he's on a high. He just released his second quarter earnings for Meta, and, his revenue is up. The company is doing really well. He's paid millions of dollars poaching AI experts from other technology companies. So he's in a massive, heated competition with, all these technology companies to roll out AI in a responsible and respectable way so that people stay on his platforms. That's what his entire company relies on, that people will still be involved with his platforms and not walk away. And so I guess, what comes up for me when I read this manifesto, and I would really love to hear your thoughts, is that at the moment, I don't trust Mark Zuckerberg to roll out AI in a way that it personally empowers our lives, because we've already seen what he has done with Facebook, with content moderation, with the rollout of ads, with how he treats small business owners. And I don't want to dive into all the specific details of that. I actually intend this live stream to only be about 30 minutes. And I can tell I'm already heated up because I just read this manifesto before I got on. But what I'm really sitting with today and what I want to have a conversation about is, so how do you think this is going to work? Like, he's expressed his vision. And it's one thing to actually have a positive vision, but we have to look at who is expressing this vision. Is Mark Zuckerberg to be trusted with this vision for personal empowerment for humanity? Because when he laid out his vision a few months ago, and he said that bots are going to proliferate, bots are going to be seamlessly integrated across Facebook and Instagram, and he doesn't have any problem with it. He is welcoming the integration of bots across Facebook and Instagram, and he expressly said he wanted to do this. He believes in this approach to AI because he sees that people are using AI already to bring more value to their lives. And because of the loneliness epidemic, which was specifically said by the Surgeon General a couple years ago, in the US, I know I have viewers from all over the world, but he did specifically say, addressing the loneliness epidemic, that most people in the US only have 3 close friends, and they want a wider circle of friends, and they want deeper friendships, and they want to feel more connected. And I understand that. I live in the US. I think there's a lot of ways in which people have become disconnected with technology. And so when I hear him say, "Oh, I want to have these bots integrated throughout Facebook and Instagram because it will help us be more connected," I guess I just have to say, what? Like, is that what humanity wants? Like, has he done market research on this? So let me tell you a little bit about myself. That's one reason I'm doing this live stream as well, because I want other people, I want to build a community. Let's get to know each other. So one thing you might not know about me, before I really started my YouTube channel, and as I was building up my business, this was about over 10 years ago, over a decade ago, I worked at a company called Second Life. And if you remember, you might remember, this is around between 2006 and 2009. There was a virtual world called Second Life. And I was extremely honored and privileged to get a job at Second Life because I had already been a Second Life user. And it was a virtual world that became commercially successful. And millions of people were using Second Life to build businesses and to just find community, to find friendship, to be creative, because Second Life is a virtual world where you build an avatar and you can do anything you want. It was up to your imagination. It was an extremely powerful piece of technology. and millions of people were using it for many years. It was in every major US news outlet, and everyone thought this is going to be the new way of life. Everyone's going to be living in the virtual world. And what happened is slowly people started to say, this is not for me. This, I like it. I like to use it every once in a while. And people literally built businesses they were running full time within Second Life. But what Philip Rosedale, who I really admire, and you should follow him on Facebook, I follow him on LinkedIn. He's a visionary technology founder. And what he discovered with Second Life is that most of humanity, most of people, because Second Life was available all over the world. I had coworkers all over the world who I never met face to face, and I never talked to them on the phone. And every single meeting, this was before Zoom, even before Zoom, we had all our meetings in Second Life. People don't understand that. It's like, even today, it's like, I was literally interacting with their avatar, not with them, not with real people on Zoom. And it's still so bizarre. And I can tell you so many stories about Second Life. And the people that worked at the company in the US office were amazing. I met so many great people, really creative people, really extremely intelligent people. So I'm blessed to live in the Bay Area where I can meet so many people who, just are just amazing. So that was a little aside there. But what I want to say is, Philip Rosedale really discovered that 10 years ago, before anyone was really talking about superintelligence and AI, people don't want to live in a virtual world. Now, does that mean that things can change? Absolutely. Maybe they didn't want to 10 years ago. Maybe they want to now. And the truth is, we know ChatGPT has already, released information, and most of the generative AI software, that people do use generative AI to improve their lives. But it's a very different thing. The reason I say that about Second Life and Philip Rosedale's vision and understanding, deep understanding of virtual worlds, is that, where we're at now is that we can go in a direction where people don't understand that they are in a virtual world. Really think about that, because Mark Zuckerberg's vision is to integrate AI avatars and AI bots commenting on our posts, making their own posts, interacting with people. And to me, the danger is that people don't know whether or not it's real. And even more dangerous is that they don't care. They become so immersed in a world where it is seamless. They don't know if this person real? Is this person not? And it's happening already. And, so the specific reason for this live stream is talking about this AI manifesto. Mark Zuckerberg's recently released manifesto, but there's so much other news happening. And I want to briefly touch on that. Okay, because I'm all about video marketing. How is this going to affect our businesses? So number one, people can choose to leave Facebook and Instagram. The people who really do sense there's a change, I would say really intuitive people, sensitive people like myself. I consider myself highly sensitive. That's why I want to have this discussion and not just sit back and be like, oh, whatever. Yeah, it's going to happen. So let's just, let's roll with it. Well, guess what? That's how cults are founded. Like, that's how we become a society that just lets things happen to us, and we're not a democracy anymore. And I'm being really serious right now. This isn't a joke. So in terms of video marketing, one of the things that is um, very controversial right now, and which I have a hard time sitting with, is the fact that there are already AI avatars that many influencers are using. Not only influencers using, but people using who have never been influencers that are building an influencer presence, not with their own face, not with their own authenticity, but with an AI avatar, and people can't tell the difference. Now, the good news is, let's get to the positive good news, and that's why I'm here on YouTube. Because Google is a very respectable company, and they recently just came out with some regulations, some new terms for monetization of YouTube channels. So if you are only producing AI content, and that means, content that you don't put any human creativity into. If your entire YouTube channel is AI avatars, if you are just churning out AI videos, and I've seen so much of that, I'm sure you have as well. Type a comment if you've seen that come across YouTube channels, as well as it looks like one of my AirPods came out here. Okay, so the sound might be a little low here. I apologize for that, but I'm going to keep going. So you might have seen that in your feed, just pure AI content. And I'm not going to lie, some of it is really awesome. Some of it just makes me go, oh my God, that's amazing. So I don't have any problem, looking at AI videos. It's when an entire presence, an entire profile becomes all about AI, that there's no human creativity involved. There's no authenticity. Well, the good news is YouTube said, nope, those channels will not be monetized. Thank God. Thank God. I mean, that just gives me like hope for humanity, because you can't be paying people to produce what we call AI slop. It is AI slop. It is like, I'm just going to sit here and push buttons and, and then just churn out this content that has no real connection to people. It's just like, it's really for a dopamine hit. Okay, so that's good news about YouTube. Okay, so briefly, I want to talk about, I think I'll go on another live stream and talk about the impending TikTok ban, because that's a whole other piece of news. And if you're watching to the end, thank you so much. Let me know if you'd like to discuss the impending TikTok ban. But one thing I've noticed is that there are already apps out there. This is good news. There are already apps out there that are trying to compete with TikTok. And I recently have been diving into an app. It's called Scoopz. And this is all authentic video content. And it's really cool. You can check it out. Let me bring it up on my phone real quick. And the reason I found this app called Scoopz is it's actually very high up within the top 20 free apps in the App Store. And I'll look it up in just a moment. That was earlier this week. It was in the top 20 in the entertainment category. But it seems like it has a lot of potential to be an alternative to TikTok. So I'm starting to explore that. I've never, quite honestly, been a big TikTok fan. I think it's very low quality content. I mean, of course, there are lots of great creators and lots of creative video content creators out there. But just in general, I don't like the experience of TikTok. I never have been. I guess I'm old school and I'm not afraid to admit that. It's funny because I'm an early adopter to almost all technology, but I was not an early adopter to TikTok. I am on TikTok now, and you're welcome to follow me over there. But I've been exploring these alternatives to TikTok because there's still a possibility that TikTok will be banned and people should not, pull the wool over their eyes. There is no, Trump keeps saying that there's a potential deal on the table, but we all know Trump is a narcissistic liar. And we just don't know. We don't know. This guy can change his mind at any moment, depending on what will benefit him. And so we should not assume that TikTok will be here past September. So here is Scoopz. And what's cool about it, so you can post videos and you have circles, what they call circles. And there's all these different types of circles. So this is a better experience to me than TikTok because you can see content that you're interested in. Of course the algorithm catches up to you, but I think it's really interesting. And it's also for discovery purposes too, because once your content goes into a circle, then new people can discover it. But let's look at the homepage for a minute. Okay, if you're just joining the live stream or you fast forwarded for some reason in the replay, because I am going to add chapters to this replay. So we're talking about this app called Scoopz. And this is an app that is very interesting. I just started exploring it this week, and it's all authentic video content. So you have what on here, you have like a lot of funny animal videos. You have of course, people talking about politics, but it seems to be a more positive place to me. Like I always just look for positive places, and I, as much as possible, program my algorithm everywhere. Just give me positive news like animal videos and, of course, thought leaders, inspiring creators, inspiring thought leaders. But okay, so let's look at the top. This is one of my favorite tabs. So you have all these tabs at the top. Look at these cute kittens. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so no more doom scrolling. This is kittens. Okay, and so we've got all these different categories at the top. We've got, and when you sign up, by the way, it asks you what categories that you want to see videos in. Okay, so we got animals being bros. We've got be fit. We've got furry friends. So you can see, hopefully you can see right at the top there. Oh, we've got the made me smile category, and that's also kittens. Awesome. And then you've got your following feed. I'm not following anyone yet. Hey, if you're on Scoopz, I will follow you. My username is Sarah M. Fisher. I have not posted a video yet. So let this live stream be the record. But I might start exploring Scoopz. I'm just trying to see how that fits with my content, because this so far, like a lot of these social media apps that aren't yet really super popular, with hundreds of, actually it does have, they say 150 million views already, daily views on Scoopz. I'm like, where have I been? I didn't know about this app. So I mention that because I think it's important as a business owner or anybody interested in social media marketing, pay attention to what's in the App Store. That's how I found out about Scoopz. I literally have never come across a news article. No one in social media is talking about this app. And I think there's a really big potential. If people start getting tired of Facebook, tired of Instagram, TikTok goes away, or they're just tired of it. I mean, obviously this is what the kids are using, and you got to follow what the younger generation is doing, because there's always a potential for it to become much more widespread. Okay, so let me just check my notes here. I'm about to end this live stream for today. This has been so much fun being with you guys. Please let me know, where are you from? Type a comment. I really want to get to know you guys, and I want to hear your thoughts and opinions about where social media is, and any struggles that you're having with your video marketing. I would love to help you out. Of course, I'm checking out Google Flow. That is Google's recently released text to video technology, which is unbelievably good. Google Flow really allows you to create films from scratch with lots of different features. I went over it in my latest tutorial video, so check that out on my channel. And let's see here if there's anything else I wanted to go over. I think that pretty much sums it up for today. Yeah, just keep checking out the App Store and exploring these different apps. It's just a really fascinating time. Things are changing day by day. I posted in the chat Mark Zuckerberg's manifesto. If you just joined the chat, please read that. It's again, we can't be passive. We need to be active users of Facebook, Instagram, all of these pieces of technology, and share, because the thing is, I guess the closing thought that I want to say here in regards to Mark Zuckerberg's manifesto he released today is that, remember during the pandemic, Mark Zuckerberg was obsessed with virtual worlds and he spent billions of dollars, and all his investors were like, what is he doing? He's just draining all this money into virtual worlds. And you can see now he's shifted his focus. It's no longer about virtual world, so to speak. It's about superintelligence, some similarities, right? But specifically, he means integrating superintelligence across the existing platforms of Facebook and Instagram, in contrast to what he was doing during the pandemic, which is he thought that people were going to be wearing 3D glasses, the traditional VR headset that Meta was promoting. And it really did not get adopted by most people. I mean, for one thing, that headset was very expensive. So now he's trying something different. And so just because he's trying something out doesn't mean it's going to work, and doesn't mean that his vision for personal empowerment and adding value with super intelligence is going to come to fruition. But again, it is a very critical moment that we have to be active participants and share our opinions. And so I will continue to talk about this, and I hope that you will continue to talk not only on social media. It's not just about me getting on a live stream. I'm talking about this in my daily life with my friends and family. I said I was going to close, but of course I still have more thoughts. I can't believe I've been live streaming now for over 35 minutes. But the other thing is that what I love, I'll just leave you with a little teaser here. The piece of technology that I think is very amazing and that does already add value to my life is Gemini Live. Gemini Live. I'm going to be doing a video soon on Gemini Live. And Gemini has been around for a while, and it's a competitor to ChatGPT. But Gemini Live, if you use the mobile app, it allows you to press a button, Gemini Live, and it's right within the same user interface. If you were to go type in a prompt into Gemini, it's right there. So what you would do is you would push the Gemini Live button, and then you can ask it questions and turn on your camera so it sees what you're seeing. Okay, so we will experiment on a YouTube Live in the future with Gemini Live, but I'm going to be doing a video tutorial to show you how you can actually use Gemini Live for your video marketing, which is like, it's just blowing my mind, you guys. Okay, so that's a piece of technology I think is very responsible and is really helping people improve their lives. So that's it. I'm going to close out this live stream. It's been wonderful talking to all of you, and I really hope you'll come back to the next live stream. It's going to be on a Thursday. Thursday is a good day. Let me know what the best time is for you to join a live stream. Now, it probably won't be at the same time next week because I do have a doctor's appointment. But I do want to keep it at the same time going forward. All right, I really need to drink some water. So I am going to get hydrated, but I'm going to come back and check comments. So if you only saw part of this live stream, please go back and watch the beginning where I go over Mark Zuckerberg's superintelligence vision which was just released this morning. Have a wonderful day, everyone. I really appreciate all of you. Stay blessed and stay positive.